please. Roll call.
Alderman Coles,
Here.
Alderman Lazara, Alderman Shabdi, Alderman Sizmarsky, Alderman E. Wesley,
Here.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Here.
Alderman Winger,
Here.
Alderman Woods,
Here.
Mayor Police.
Here. Quorum present, please stand in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like a motion to approve the city council minutes of February 7th, 2013.
So move.
Second. Any questions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like a motion to approve the special city council meeting minutes of February 14th, 2013. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Motion passes. Do any citizens wish to be heard on, and actually I do have two. Mr. Joe Butis from the VFW, if you'd like to go first, go to the podium. And here you go, Shirley.
I'm Joe Butis. I live at 156 Oakwood Drive, Wooddale. Moved here in 1958. I'm a member of the Tioga VFW, and I'm here representing them tonight in regards to the Memorial Day Parade that we always put on. This year it'll be May 27th. And I'm here to make sure that we have the cooperation from the city. Of course, this is in conjunction with the city. We want to make sure that the city will honor the honorariums that are requested by certain units. That's my request here today.
Thank you, Mr. Butis. Alderman Wesley, you may want to make a comment? Just to let you know, it's already in the budget,
Okay, I do thank you, and so does the Post, and
unless the
we'll
council.
get it going. The invitations will go out tomorrow.
And you always do a great job. Thank you, Joe. Next we have Jill Rodriguez and Garrett George, Bensonville Arts Council mentor. Is that correct?
Good evening, and thank you for letting us come and speak to you for just a few minutes tonight. My name's Jill Rodriguez. I know some of you, I wear a number of hats, but tonight I'm here representing the Bensonville Arts Council. Mr. Bill Winters is the band director at Blackhawk Middle School, and Mr. Garrett George is the band director at Fenton High School. The Bensonville Arts Council, even though it has that word Bensonville in it, we do a number of programs in the Bensonville area, and certainly one of the things that we all have in common is our students. And so we have this program we want to tell you a little bit about tonight, and it operates through Fenton High School, Blackhawk Middle School, and Wooddale Junior High. And so all of our kids have a chance to participate, and we're here to tell you a little bit about the program. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. George, but we are also going to offer you something. So we want to share this fabulous program, bring it into Wooddale, and give you guys a chance to participate a little bit. So we've been taking our show on the road and speaking to the village at the Bensonville City Council and the Wooddale School District and the Bensonville School Districts. And so we appreciate a moment of your time tonight. We have some handouts for you.
Thank you. Again, my name is Garrett George, the band director of Fenton High School. That's one of the hats I wear here in town. I also am the director of what we call the Young Musicians Mentor Band. And the Young Musicians Mentor Band, or what we call Mentor Band for short, is a 7 through 12, like students entering 7th through 12th grade band program offered in the summer. And it serves the students of Bensonville and Wooddale. It's hosted at Fenton High School in the summers. We have 2 rehearsals every week. We put on a few concerts in the summertime, and we have mentors or adult professional musicians kind of sitting and kind of teaching the kids and mentoring them along in the summertime. Mr. Winters here, my colleague from Blackhawk Middle School, he's one of our mentors. Mr. Eric Morong, who's giving a concert tonight at Wooddale Junior High, which we're off to after this, he's also affiliated with that program as well. And then myself from Fenton, working with kids from both communities. This program is a bridge that connects this school year's curriculum with next school year's curriculum. It's a great way for kids to, what we say, keep their chops up and kind of build those connections to continue on and further their musical studies and skills through the next school year. So it's that summer enrichment program that many communities don't have. This program is very unique to Bensenville. As we go down to the state conference every year, we know this is very unique to this community, and the services it provides are invaluable. Currently, well, first of all, this program started in 1984 by kind of established a relationship between a community member in Bensenville and the middle school director for providing music in the summertime at some events throughout the community, and which is what Mrs. Rodriguez was talking about. We'd like to extend our concert performances to the village of Wooddale beginning this summer and working with the programs that they have here in the summertime. So one of the things we're seeking out is funding to maintain the current summer music program of $500. For 28 years, this program existed free for all students interested in participating. We didn't begin charging students until last year a fee of $25. So it's been around for a very long time, and we hope to continue that as we go. Some of the collaborating agencies for the Young Musicians Mentor Band have been the Bensenville Community Foundation. You might be familiar with them. The Bensenville Arts Council, which Mrs. Rodriguez is a part of. The Bensenville School District 2, they help provide transportation for some of our field trips and our equipment. Fenton High School provides facilities. The Village of Bensenville provides sound reinforcement and chairs and stuff at the concert. We go to the senior home on York Road. They provide a facility and a space. And then we also apply for grants through various businesses and statewide arts organizations. So we're trying to bring as many people into the fray of making this program happen as we can. So that gold sheet has some great highlights. We also have a document that we'll leave with you for future thoughts, and if you want to look up some more information, and that has some contact information as well.
Thank you. Alderman Wesley, you have a comment?
I have one question. You said this is for Bensenville and Wooddale School Districts program. Unfortunately, that we have some of our areas also have Lake Park High School, and some of our area in town also has Addison Trail. So it has always been our tradition, if we go ahead and make a donation to that all our other people in the community is entitled to get into this program too. Like I said, it's unfortunate that our town has 3 high schools that our kids go to here. I mean, my brother goes to Addison Trail, his kid goes there. I used to go Lake Park. So, I mean, I'm willing to make the donations, providing that we open it up to all of Wooddale residents, regardless what high school they go to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my goal. I have to support the whole entire community.
So that's absolutely. We have had students from Lake Park High School participate in the past. We don't turn anybody away. We advertise as best as we can through our websites and the public relations outlets that we have. But absolutely, if a kid wants to, we haven't turned any kid away based on their mailing address. No way.
Okay.
Absolutely. Let's have them. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to sponsor this, providing it's sponsored for all the kids in the school system, community, all the community that goes to Lake Park and Addison Trail. So that will be my motion for $500.
Any other questions? All in favor? Roll call.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
That passes. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
looking forward to working with the Woodland folks on, I know you have a music series that goes on, and we really like to bring the kids out for that venue. You'll You'll be surprised what a great job they do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Do you
time.
mind doing our Hurry Fest?
I think they're out of their Metro Band mode when we have Prairie Fest, but
Afternoon entertainment, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have no written communiques. Mayor's report. And city manager's report. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple items. While at the DuPage Mayors and Managers Dinner last night, there were some county officials there, and we had some preliminary talks on that letter that was sent out on the Addison Road sidewalk improvement project that we've all been talking about recently. The talks went well. It looks like they will partner up with us to get that project done. There is, of course, some permitting that needs to be done, but they are very interested in being our partners in cost sharing, so we'll get some closure on that in the coming weeks here. Second item, I mentioned at the last council meeting that ComEd was going to come out and do some infrastructure improvements in Ward 4. Those were scheduled for the 14th of February. They did not happen on the 14th of February. They happened on the 15th of February. So those improvements were actually finally installed. So hopefully that will help with power outages in Ward 4. And the last item, as you all know, the budget meeting is, the first budget meeting is next committee. So if you have any questions in the interim, you can give myself a call or Finance Director Wilson. And we encourage residents to come check out that meeting. It's always fun. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We have no consent agenda. Committee chairman reports, planning and zoning. Alderman Winger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I have no report.
Thank you. Public health and safety, Alderman Coles.
I have no report.
Thank you. Public works, Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Mayor, I have 3 reports tonight. I'll obtain a motion to approve a pay request, partial 9 for Maximal Construction Corporation for North Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrade Phase 1A project in amount not to exceed $588,456.92. That is my motion.
There's your motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Oh, no. Sorry.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
That passes.
I was a no.
Gene was no. Item number 2.
Item number 2, approval pay request phase final 3, R. Duderman for a Metro parking lot improvement for not to exceed $164,087.25. That is my motion, and I will have a question.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead, Alderman Wesley.
This was raised to us in the committee report at our committee meeting. Has those issues been addressed about the pavement buckling or cracking in the Metro parking lot? Could someone
Who wants to take it? Mr. Gillis?
take that?
If I remember correctly, the question was, will R.W. Dunman provide a letter reaffirming their 3-year guarantee? They have done so at your request, and that's in my possession right here.
Anything further? Mr. Wesley?
No, that's it.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
No.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
That passes. Next.
And then number 3, a resolution seeking to approve the agreement between the City of Wooddale and GNP Energy for LED streetlight conversion. That is my motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Roy Wesley, question, go ahead.
The agreement here, isn't that for, should there be a dollar amount here?
I was just ready to ask that. I don't have the dollar amount on
I
it.
mean, we have an agreement here, but this is for the streetlights, but it doesn't have a dollar amount.
The manager is looking it up.
Well, why isn't it on the sheet?
It's in the packet on the contract. It's 72,406.
I'm looking on the, shouldn't it
It
be,
wasn't
so the
on
people
the-
know?
It's not on the agenda.
Shouldn't it be, so the people know on the agenda? I mean, we put the other ones on there.
Mr. Murmas, go ahead.
No, you,
Mr. Bond.
yeah, those are the resolution has, and it has an exhibit attached to it. That's what's required on the agenda. The other ones were payouts, specific payouts, as opposed to authorizing the approval of the agreement and the project. So you're paying out on a particular project for the first two, and you recite those dollar amounts. Generally, in the resolution, the dollar amount would be set forth in the resolution, but would not be, or in the attachment to the resolution, but not necessarily on the agenda. It's rarely done that way.
Okay, I got one more question.
Go ahead, follow up.
According to my memory, do we have the exact number now? And we're not gonna add to this? Is he listening?
Mr. Murmas.
I think you asked if we had the correct quantity and we weren't going to add to it.
Do we have the correct number of how many lights we need, so it doesn't come back again and say, oh, we miscount again, because I don't believe in this GSI thingy, or someone doesn't know how to count or something.
I believe we have the correct number.
Could I have that number? What is that number again?
Mr. Hausman.
Streetlights in the city is 602 lights. Several of those lights are on state and county routes, which aren't included in this program.
No, I want to know the number tonight.
Number tonight is 122.
That's all I need. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Alderman R. Woods.
Schedule A that's referenced in the ordinance, I don't seem to have Schedule A.
Mr. Bond? Mr. Bond?
Exhibit A that's referenced in section 2 of the resolution?
Yes.
The one I have has it attached. It's the entitled Contract for the Manufacture of Sale and Goods.
Don't have it.
We do have that.
I'm sure he does. Why did you get it and not him?
No, no, it's in the packet.
Yes. The contract.
Right.
He's going through that. Can you take another question?
Go ahead, follow up, Mr. Woods.
Yeah, what does, it also says, in substantially the same form as attached. What would change? I mean, haven't we, this is the second round, so I'm assuming that this would be all ironed out. There shouldn't be any questions.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, that's a lawyer safety net, just to be quite candid with you. I mean, in the event that there's something that you know, you would have, that would have come up in maybe their contract proposal, instead of saying the 72,000 was 172,000 or 7,200, it gives us the right to make those changes without the necessity of having to come back, as long as we're not, now that's a bad example, because that's a material term, but provided it's not a material term, that can be altered without the necessity of additional council action and the delay of perhaps 2 weeks or more.
Wait, did you just say it can go from 72,000 to 172,000?
No, I made, that was a very bad example.
That was
No,
the
it did
statement he
not.
made.
For example,
not
if
happening.
instead of the, you know, the city of Wooddale, they put the village of Wooddale, we could correct that. It's not material to the contract, we could correct that and not need council approval. If it changed, the price changed like that, that would be a material change to the contract and would require council approval.
Go ahead, follow up.
Okay, in the contract, it references 122 city lights that we're doing, but no reference to the location of those lights. And I think that that's where some of the issues came in the first contract. I didn't see anything that referenced, so it's like, we just said we're gonna do X amount of lights, and we sent somebody out to do them until they ran out of light bulbs. I'm not quite sure that's the way to do it, but that's how it seems. So is this, to further fortify Alderman Roy Wesley's question, will this handle the remaining city lights, city-owned lights, I should say?
Mr. Gallus, go ahead.
If you recall from from my memo of last week, the 122 lights consisted of 14 near Sievert, on Sievert Street, 89 in Chancellery, Business Park, and 19 on Front Street and combination of Front Street and near the bridge, pedestrian bridge, up around the urban park. So those were specified in our last communication to you. So those 122 are set.
Right, but they're not
Follow up? Go ahead.
specified, they're not specified in the contract, which is why I'm asking the question. As it was last time, I don't believe anything was specified other than the number quantity, so the fact that there's a number there doesn't necessarily mean all the lights are gonna get done. As is the case, they didn't get done the first time around for whatever reason. Not looking to place blame, just looking to make sure that we got all the light fixtures, they're all accounted for, and that in future projects of similar nature, we don't make the same mistake of not spelling out in more detail the scope or the enumerating the quantity or location of those quantities.
Mr. Bond, go ahead.
Yeah, and if it's acceptable to the movement in a seconder, all we can do is take that memo or some form of that, incorporate that into the agreement where we've got identification, which is Exhibit A to the contract, and where it provides under description of manufacture and sale, at the end of that first paragraph, just put as at the locations delineated herein. We'll just attach that as part of it, and it will become part of the contract, which would then become approved by resolution.
That would make me happy.
I will add that to my motion.
Seconder agree? Who was the second? Joe? Arts.
I agree.
Okay. You had a question, Alderman Wesley?
I have one question. When will these be installed and when will this project be totally completed? Someone?
Mr. Powers?
Don't all jump.
Approximately 6 weeks from today.
6 weeks from today. Okay.
End of March will be the goal.
Mr. Bond?
I'm going to call him back up.
Price?
To the extent there's a representative, is that acceptable to put that language in your contract, so then it's clear?
Mr. Woods, follow up?
Not to question, but I have to question because it says the manufacturing is 4 weeks, and then there's probably some shipping, which kind of tends to leave you a week to install them. You're sure the 6 weeks is a good number?
You'll have to go to the microphone.
For the first round, we were ahead of schedule by a couple of weeks. Right, and so we anticipate that that'll be the case again. All right?
Can you state your name for the record?
Price Sowers.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything further? Roll call?
E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
That passes. Thank you. Finance Administration, Alderman Wesley?
No report.
Thank you. No other business. Approval list of bills, February 21st. Alderman Wesley.
I'd like to make a motion to approve $1,640,381.31.
That is your motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have questions? Alderman Eugene Wesley.
I have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
On page 4, there was a body repair work done on a vehicle. Okay? And I believe there was another body repair work done on another city vehicle.
Page 2.
Page 2? Was that page 2? So page 2 and 4, there was 2 vehicles. Were they both involved in accidents, or?
Chief, you're going to take that? Go ahead.
Excuse me, I can speak to page 4.
Okay.
That was a DUI driver that hit one of our squads
You're
on
right, you
Irving
did
Park
tell me
Road,
that one.
and they were
Okay.
apprehended down the road.
What
I'm not sure
about
on the other one.
Whose vehicle is on page 2? Someone taking that question?
Brad, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, unfortunately, I don't have any details on it, but I do know that it is a vehicle from the building department, community development department. So one of the building inspector vehicles.
Okay. Could I?
Go ahead, follow.
So I have a repair bill for $643 for a vehicle that is in the building department. My concern about these vehicles with the accents, are we starting to get lacking driving these vehicles? I understand the police department had the one with the drunk drivers, because it seems like we are having more and more accidents with our vehicles. And my question is, are they breaking policies on their cell phones? Are they doing something? I just don't understand why we have. I will tell you, when I was in the fire service, we had to take a driving course to hold our certificates to drive those vehicles. Now, I have asked that been looked into our insurance company to see if we could get a discount on some of our premiums if we run a course like that. It just seems like every time, lately, there's more and more bills. And you can't blame the weather, because we haven't had any snow until tonight that's coming. But, I mean, I'm just like to know that, I like to know what that bill is on what, I mean, if you're saying it's out of the building department, that's a car, so $643, that got hit pretty good if you look at me, so.
You want to make a comment? Mr. Manager?
What I can do is memory is not serving me well tonight. I can talk to John Forrest, get the details on the vehicle, and then we can put a little blurb in tomorrow's packet. And we can also look at some improved driving classes or something like that, and make sure we're enforcing any rules if there's talking on the cell phones or anything like that.
Okay, and then,
You have a follow-up?
no, I'm done with that one, but I got another question.
I wanna.
You want to make a comment on the same subject?
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley?
Jeff, do we have a policy about cell phones on driving?
Mr. Murmas?
Using a cell phone when driving is never encouraged.
That wasn't a question. Do we have a policy?
I'd have to go back and reference our policy manual. I don't think there's a set policy on that. It's just frowned upon for
Maybe we should,
texting and driving and doing all that stuff.
maybe we should have a policy.
Okay. He made a note. Anything else on that subject? Alderman Winger, go ahead.
Before we go off and create a program around this and improve driving, I'm not even aware that we do have a problem with driving. So this incident with the vehicle for $643, someone could have hit that vehicle that's not part of the city. So before we put a lot of programs around this, I'd like to know, do we have an issue with our drivers? Thank you.
Jeff, could we get a list of accidents in the past year which were our fault and which our cars were hit by somebody else's fault?
No problem. We can certainly prepare a report. We'll put it in a packet. I don't know if we can get it together by tomorrow, but within the next packet or two, we'll get it together and put that information out there.
Okay. But the policy can go in naturally, administrative director.
Well, we're in the process of redoing our personnel manual, administrative directives, and things like that. So this is a good time to talk about that.
Alderman Wesley, you had a follow-up on the bills before I go to Alderman Woods?
Yeah, I have another one, Jim's Towing. Was that a toll bill for page 6?
Chief?
Was that a toll bill for police, or was that a toll bill for what division?
That's correct. That's for a vehicle from a criminal case.
Got it.
And what it is it fell outside our policy.
Yeah.
It's a criminal sexual assault case
Okay.
that we needed to pay.
I have no more at this time.
Alderman Woods, you had your hand up?
Yeah, a couple. Page 1, AVI Systems Subscription Video Content Service. I'm assuming that's for Channel 6.
Nick? The man behind the door.
Correct, that is for a subscription for Channel 6 and 99.
So they supply...
If you've watched it, it's the weather, sports, programming, it's support services if needed, but generally it's all the...
Those quiz questions
the
they have,
exactly,
yeah.
it's all the nice stuff.
All right, I don't know, yeah. Thanks.
Well, hold on, before we let Nick,
Nick,
Alderman Roy Wesley, you have a follow-up on that?
I just want to know when the sound's going to get fixed so people could hear us.
That
Because
is-
No, it's not that I don't talk in the mic.
Part of that is the problem, not necessarily you, but mics aren't turned on or mics are too far. That is some of it, but the other sound problems, like any kind of feedback, that would be in the upgrade, and that would be done next year. It's scheduled to be done during the, technically I guess it's a CIP project, but we're going to get refunded back from all the PEG channel fees for it, so it's just kind of a borrow and take.
Go ahead, follow up.
I turned on my mic. When you're saying next year.
This
you mean
upcoming year.
This coming budget?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Nick, one more while we have you out
Well,
from behind the door.
Let me ask you a question. Did this subscription, have we talked about this prescription, or this, this $994, or did the city just go ahead and?
No,
go
it's
this
something
route?
we had previously, and it's something that we went ahead and just purchased again. It's generally a yearly subscription for it, and that's what gives us all our active content on Channel 6 and 99. So if we did not go ahead and do that, then we wouldn't have any of the active content. It would just be council meetings.
Okay.
Thanks, Nick. Alderman Woods, you had a follow-up?
Yeah, same page, 6 Maglite batteries, $142. Is that 6 cases of batteries, 6 boxes of batteries? Not, tell
Chief,
me it
is that
wasn't
yours?
for a Maglite.
Yeah, it's actually under the garage budget, but what they'll do is they'll go out the rechargeable sticks that go in them as opposed to individual batteries. I know they are quite pricey. So
Okay.
how I believe they
That's fi-
purchased.
that,
yeah.
that answers it. They're
Okay.
I mean, that explains, I'm looking at 6 batteries, that's,
Follow-up, go ahead.
same page. Just trying to get an understanding. One line on page 1 is Alpha Graphics, 400 business cards, $168. And then on the next page, page 2, it's Alpha Graphics, 2,000 business cards, $433. Why the big difference? And
Mr. Murmas.
One of those was for a master template, so they develop a template for us with the City of Wooddale logo and everything. And then what we can do is whenever anybody needs a new business card, it's cheaper now that they have the template, so we order mass bulk quantities. Just on the imprint, we ordered a bunch of imprints, then they slide them back in with the individual employee's information.
Okay.
Anything further?
Hang on one second. We got a
Problem?
on page 8, Home Depot. I didn't add it up, but 3, 6, 9, so like $1,000 worth of building material. Did we have some little building project that I didn't know about?
Mr. Gallus?
Let me start by saying that, the last couple conversations that we've had here at council, I understand that council has an interest in the list of bills. And as such, I've had an opportunity to sit down with my staff and, go through these things line item by line item, not only to understand our process, but also to make sure that I'm able to try to respond to you as these questions come up. A part of this is for paint, a door, outlets, covers, some drywall, some studs for my office.
Okay, it's good. It's enough.
Anything further?
What page am I on? Page 10, A Special Electric, various light bulbs, $1,212.
Mr. Gallus?
I'm sorry, could you repeat which, page 10 in?
Page 10, and it is A Special Electric.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's not mine.
I was wondering, I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting then.
Brad, would you know that?
Brad?
He's looking.
Yeah. The only thing that I can really glean from this is it's for building maintenance for this building. So I know we just did a lot of light bulbs. So, aside from the generic description, I mean, they are for this building, the maintenance of this building, as well as the police department. So it'd be something, perhaps replacement light bulbs for these fixtures if they burn out or something.
Okay,
Unfortunately, I can't.
Alderman
My,
Woods?
that's my follow-up question then. Isn't this part of an overall program, and would that be in here? And if it isn't, why are we replacing bulbs when we got a company replacing all the?
Sure.
Brad.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm
we
saying?
can. Oh yeah, yeah. No, and the chief just said they're not for spares for these already. So we'll have to look into it and get back to
Okay.
you. I mean, so I apologize.
No problem.
Go ahead.
Next one, same page as the light bulbs, IBC intergovernmental personal health insurance, $127,240. Is that a month, a quarter?
Go ahead, Brad.
I just don't remember it being that high. It's kind of jumped out at me.
Sure. Yeah, that's the amount per month for the health insurance out of the general fund. You'll see a similarly titled item out of the water fund. A couple of different divisions in the water fund for obviously lesser amounts, but that is part of the monthly premium to IPPC.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see, we're going to change page. Page 12, AM audit, electrical utilities audit, $56.26. Two-part question, what is that? And weren't they part of a process that was going to save us money, and have they performed that process and saved us any money?
Mr. Wilson, go ahead.
Sure. part of the agreement with AM Audit was any money that they did find and saved us, they got half of that savings back. So that amount represents half of the monthly savings for those electric bills. A lot of the other items that they went through and looked at.
In this case, aren't we writing them a check? So I don't see where the it's not like they're not giving us a check. I would.
Correct. Well, we're paying ComEd or Exelon or Constellation less money, and then so that works out.
Follow up? Alderman Woods?
Just, the next one is a general question, which will, for all the other questions I have here, and that's a constant question. If I look, I see, 7 different departments, 15 different times going for office supplies or nuts and bolts. It seems like we make multiple trips for the same product. Can't we buy in bulk certain products? I mean, it happens in all areas, from auto maintenance, oil filters. I mean, I know we use them, but can't we buy a couple? And I mean, it's an ongoing process that we do the same procedure over and over. That's.
Mr. Murmas, you want to take that?
Well, that was one of the things we talked about last year with possibly getting some type of, not only a contract manager, but some type of purchasing manager. You will notice in the budget we put in for an expanded level position for contract manager, and we anticipate that this person could be relatively busy, but maybe this is a task that could be added to this person's role. So it didn't drop off the radar, it's just we need some staff to potentially be a purchasing agent or something like that.
Thank you.
Alderman Eugene Wesley, you have any?
I have one question going through this.
Go ahead.
Let's go to page number 12. Ellison and Nelson's streetlight repairs. Now, those streetlights repairs, if we are updating all our LED lights, how could we have that many repairs already when and I'm not blaming the installers for installing their LED lights in any shape or form here, but that's almost 20,000, no, that's a lot of money, $6,000 in repair lights for our lights.
Mr. Galish?
Well, be mindful that our system consists of wire that certainly goes from pole to pole. It consists of devices that tell those lights to come on when it gets dark outside. And then it certainly, each pole has, as you suggest, a light, and all of those things can still fail. They're mechanical, and we should expect to see this reduced with our new product. But for today, there are still some lights out there that malfunction.
Okay.
You have a follow-up?
No.
Any other questions?
Oh, wait, I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You said are you ready? Otherwise, I'm going to.
Yeah, I do. I have the, mine coming back up here, Rich. Repair a LED light fixture. Okay, well, why would Elman and Elson repair that when we just had GMP install them for $132?
Go ahead, Mr. Galish.
To give me a moment maybe to turn to that specific invoice and look at what the work order said that they did on that specific LED light. It perhaps is something that was not part of the warranty. Perhaps there was some other piece of equipment that failed. I don't know that, but if you give me a moment, that specific invoice if you'd like.
I guess you could tell me after.
Alderman Roy Wesley, go ahead.
Page 19, Sugar Steel Corporation. for $3,590 and 42 cents.
Mr. Gallo, is that yours?
These are plates that we put over roadway repairs. So for example, if we're working on Irving Park and there's a water main break, and they saw cut it, these are steel plates to put over the top of that.
All right, thank you. Do you have a follow-up, Alderman Woodson? No? Any other questions before I call roll?
Does he have an answer for?
Yeah, he's gonna talk to him right after the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Winger?
Yes.
Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
That passes. We have no executive session, no items to be referred. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move. Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.